Hi y'all. Just thought I'd give you a little hint of what we're doing out in the heat today. There's a little hint, but that's not much of what we're doing. Ta-da! A friend of ours gave us a couple of 100 ears, probably more than that, of some very, very tasty sweet corn. We'll go outside here, I'll show you what we're doing. And I promise it's hot out here. My girls are happy now that they see I've got the camera. Happy might not be the exact word. This is the processing station. There's Sarah yanking the husks off. Ella making sure the silks are off and chopping off the bad part that the worms get to. Have y'all found any good worms?
Mostly beetles. For some reason there's a lot of beetles.
There were some beetles on some of them. I didn't know you were chopping both ends.
Well, some of them I can't break off enough.
Oh, I see.
On the ends, so she breaks it.
The chickens are going to be pretty happy with all that. There's the scrap pieces. We'll just dump those over in the chicken pens and let them go crazy. That ought to make some pretty good eggs.
I didn't think about that.
Christy and my middle daughter are in Lubbock today doing a show with the hair clips, and these two got drafted. Sarah mentioned earlier how pretty the corn is, and I hadn't even stopped to notice it, but just when you start pulling the shucks off of one, just the different shades of green and the yellow of the corn, it's just beautiful. It seems like a silly thing, but it makes you glad that we can see in color, just to appreciate just the beauty that there is from stuff like this. Finally got just a little bit of a breeze, huh? That helps. There we go. She's showing one there. It's got the different colors.
Here's the other one.
Yeah, one of the dark green ones with the silks coming out the end.
There's like 3 different ears on it.
It is. 2 of those are no good, of course.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's what we're doing. We'll get these all processed and ready and in the cooler, and then when Christy gets home this evening, we'll surprise her with about 3 more hours worth of work to do. Getting it blanched and carved off the cob and in bags and into the freezer. She might can some of it, I don't know. We'll see what she wants to do.
I bet she will.
You think? I bet she'll just want to freeze it tonight.
Probably just block it, but she might can some.
She might. Or she might save some back.
And those extra little ears that
Uh-huh. Anyway, just thought I'd share this with you. Kind of one of those fun kind of work things, although sometimes it's not perceived. Some of us don't think it's as much fun. Anything can turn into work, but later on when we eat some good corn, we'll be happy for it.
Corn eater.
I think we all are. Alright, thanks guys. When? Oh, that means we're going. So, hey, we were talking about corn and doing corn and stuff out there, so I figured we'd just give y'all a quick look at what else we do here. How we're getting the corn ready, getting it off the cob. Some people freeze the cob whole with the corn on it. Some people don't. We have, in this case, we're not. It takes up less space, and when it's on the cob, it tends to go bad a little bit quicker. Sometimes we freeze it in the shuck without even shucking it and freeze it inside like that, and it does pretty good that way. But it's not real good for long-term storage, even if it's in a good bag or whatever. So what we're doing is we're just going to carve it all off the cobs, and just, it's kind of a messy process, but we get all the goody part off like that, and we'll throw the leftover cobs out to the chickens, and then we'll get it processed and frozen that way. It's really good. I just want to reach in and take a bite. I'm telling you, this is some really good corn. What we'll do is when we get this, when I get it all bunched up like that, then we'll take it over here where Christy's working, and she will be putting it in the bags. We traded cameras, and now my hands are messy, and I'm trying to See if I can get the high angle shot here, but then I won't be able to tell what's going on. Now some people, and Christy and I talked about this, so she'll probably get mad at me for even mentioning, but we talked about blanching. Some people blanch corn and vegetables, and we've done it, and we've not done it, and I can't tell a whole lot of difference. Some people say it preserves nutrition. Some people say it preserves the flavor. Some people don't know what to say. I fall into that category, I guess. So in this case, we're just going to bag it and freeze it, and we'll label it. I guess you want this guy.
Oh, I should do it all at the same time.
Oh, okay.
The bags are.
So anyway, that's just kind of what it is. Not much to that, but I just thought I'd show you one more step of what we're doing. If we were canning it, I'd show you that too. Sometimes Christy will pressure can it, put it in jars, and do it that way. But not today. We're just going to have good, fresh, frozen corn for a while. Christy, how many, what are these, quart bags?
Mm-hmm.
How many do you think we'll wind up getting out of this? Some friends of ours did theirs the other day. The guy I was telling you about that gave us the corn, he gives it to several different people, and they did some. They got 18 quarts.
How much more is...
Let's go see how much is in the cooler. We've still got not a whole lot. We got that much more plus that.
Maybe 30.
30 quarts?
Yeah.
Yay. That's more than I would have guessed. So hooray, hooray for us, 30 quarts. And just for grins and giggles, I'll show you the stove. You know, I talk about cast iron. I cook with cast iron. We cook with cast iron in the house too. So we love it. We got stuff that's not cast iron too. Alright, Christy, any tips, any thoughts?
Nope.
There you go. Straight from, no, I started to say straight from the horse's mouth. That wouldn't have been very nice, Christy. You say stuff like that. Good shot. Alright, anyway, thanks guys. Hey y'all, Rob here again. I just wanted to, first of all, I wanted to show you it's good and warm in here, just in case you didn't know that. Looks like it's down to about 89 degrees. That's not bad, because about half an hour ago it was still 98 degrees in here and completely uncomfortable. But I just wanted to do a little quick follow-up video on the corn. Not even sure what I was going to say. I'm so tired. I may not be able to think very straight. But doesn't matter. We'll do it anyway. It was kind of a long, hot day, and I didn't get some of the stuff done I wanted to do. Had some work I wanted to do, but I didn't get that done. We got a friend of ours. That's one of the good things about living here in the part of the world where we live. We can take that off. Daniel said keep it real. With the sweat and the bad hair and the nasty t-shirt, it may be a little too real, but that's all I know how to do. I'm not going to try and deceive anybody, and that's part of what I want to talk about. Living here where we do, we got a guy that we go to church with, a good guy, that grows sweet corn every year, and some years it's really good sweet corn. This year is really, really good sweet corn. It is just like melt in your mouth, sugar sweet. And like I had mentioned earlier, he gave us a whole bunch of it. That's a good thing here. Somebody may grow black-eyed peas, we can go pick black-eyed peas. If they grow a bunch of corn, we can get that. If there's just no telling what we're going to come up with. And one of the things I like to do is to get the fresh stuff and have my girls help me and my wife process it and get it put up and stored away. Now right now, they're not always as excited about this. They like doing it kind of, and they know it's important. But it won't be until they get years older, maybe even close to my age, that they will begin to understand and remember how important this was. I told them today that some of the memories I have about doing corn and peas and beans and any kind of vegetables like that when I was a kid, at the time I had other stuff I wanted to do, and I know they do too. But I look back on it now and I realize that was the earliest form of prepping I can remember, and the kind of stuff that we call prepping and being ready and all that sort of thing is stuff I've done since I was a little kid. I did it before it even had a name, and people just did that kind of stuff. And so I'm going to pass that on to my girls. And I just wanted to share that with y'all. That, I guess in a way, I want y'all to know that the stuff I do, the stuff I talk about, is stuff I actually have done and have some experience with. Now, I don't know everything, obviously. I don't know all the answers, and once in a while I get something wrong. Maybe more than once in a while. But when I do, it's okay. I'm glad to be told I got it wrong. If I think I got it right, I may argue with you and say, oh, no, I did have it right. But then I'll think about it, and maybe I'll figure out later if I did have it wrong or not. And that's how you learn. That's how I learn, at least. And so I don't want y'all to ever think that I'm a poser. I saw that word on SOS chat today, or the podcast. Somebody mentioned that. They thought somebody might be a poser. And I don't ever want to be thought of as a poser or a pretender or just somebody that read it or heard about it and is trying to act like he knows it. I don't do that. The stuff we do is stuff that we do. I think most of the people that do the videos and talk about this kind of thing are genuine. I believe most of them are. Once in a while you catch somebody talking about something you think, I don't think he's ever done that before, or he wouldn't have done it that way, but it could be they just found a different or better way to do it. There's a couple of guys out there that I've come across recently that are very honest in saying that they're just, in the last few years, maybe even more recent than that, starting to do this kind of thing, and they're asking questions, and they'll do something and say right away that it might not be the best way, but it works good for them, and I admire that. That's great. That means we can all learn together, maybe. We can all pick up some ideas or help each other improve, and that is one of the goals that I have in doing this. Anyway, so just a little quick thing I wanted to mention. I feel good about, I had jobs I needed to go do today, and I had some other work. I had a buddy that thought I was going to come over and help him. I need to call him here in a minute and say, sorry, I got sidetracked. But he knows me, and so he probably figured that out a long time ago. But I feel good about getting some stuff done. It's simple of a thing as it is. We're going to put a few gallons of corn in the freezer. It may not be a few gallons, it may be 2 or 3 gallons, but that's okay. It'll be in quart bags or pint bags, and we'll get to enjoy it for a while, because it'll freeze up real nice and cook up when we're ready, and that makes me feel good. We got a storm blowing in right now. After I did the corn, instead of going helping my buddy, I got, just so you know, I was out there putting my rain barrels back together. I'm still trying to improve that system a little bit, and I could probably look online or on another YouTube video and find out what works better. But I learned pretty good by doing stuff. So today I tied in another barrel, built a platform, raised them off the ground about that far, I don't know where the camera is, about that far, so that it'll draw a little better. And I tapped the faucet into the bottom so I can screw the water hose right there and not mess with having to run a pump or try and siphon it out. So I'll show y'all what I did later. We'll see if it works very good or not. I swear we're dry and hot here right now, and my garden is suffering. I watered the hound out of it a couple of days ago and thought, there we go, that'll be good for about a week, and I went out there today and it was wilted. So who knows, I may not get a tomato or anything out of it, but I'm still keeping it going. Anyway, that's it. I'm rambling on, but thanks for watching, and anytime you see I do something that you think I ought to do it different, let me know. Or if you got a better way, tell me that. Or if you've done something similar and had a good experience, I want to know about that too. I honestly believe that the more we all support each other, there's been a couple of guys that mentioned this too, Prepper Dell, Wes S, SOS, Staff Sergeant and Sippy both mentioned it, and a couple other guys too mentioned that we've got a good community where we all tend to try to help each other out and work with each other. A little shout out to Oscar out there. He's been working and doing some stuff. I'm enjoying getting to know him a little bit. So everybody working together is how we all learn, get better, and if something ever happens, we got a better chance. So, thanks guys.